Hi, it's me, Kat, and I am back, and I am here for a Meditation Monday. So today, what I'd like to talk about is, besides meditating, is also setting your space for a meditation. My space right now is actually a little cluttered, but what's fascinating about meditating is the fact that you can do this pretty much anywhere. It doesn't matter if your space is cluttered, messy, wherever it is, as long as that you can sit with your back straight up, or you can actually do this lying down, trying to keep your back straight, which means actually you can pop your knees up towards the ceiling and keep your feet flat on your bed if you would like to meditate while you're in bed. My best advice though is to actually do this in the morning when you wake up, or in the evening. But if you're going to do this in the evening, it's actually better to sit up straight. Obviously you can meditate before you fall asleep, but it's actually better to do it and try and keep your spine upwards and nice and aligned, okay? The reason for that, of course, in many different forms of meditating, people, of course, get themselves into full lotus position, but I can't do that anymore. I'm not as limber as I was in my 20s. I'm happy to be sitting upright right now. Whatever is the most comfortable position for you, just ensuring that your back stays nice and straight. Okay, so what I like to do actually is I have a white sage spray that I'll spray just to kind of clear the air a little bit, and you can say a little mantra of protection and just say, I am clearing space within myself in this space right here. I ask to be protected while I'm during my meditation. You can call on your ancestors. Well, I'll call on my ancestors. I call on my heavenly guides and my heavenly spirits to be here with me as I meditate. Okay. Then I also have a few different crystals that I like to meditate with. One is garnet, which is a wonderful stone to actually do a root chakra meditation, which is what I'm going to teach you today. And you can actually, if you haven't already cleansed your crystal, you can just do a little spritz. Or of course, if you like burning sage, you can burn sage too. And just set an intention that you're cleaning and clearing all negative energy out of this stone. And you really only need to do one spray of it. The other crystal that I really like to meditate with is black tourmaline. So I'll just give this a little spray and say, I'm clearing all negative energy out of this crystal. Taking its divine love and light. So what I'd like to teach today is a root meditation. Because garnet is associated with the root chakra, I like to actually hold this as close as possible near the dantian. So what I'll do is cradle it like this and hold on to this. And you know, I'll squeeze onto it and roll it around a little bit. So when you're working with your root chakra, if you are feeling very flighty, nervous, anxious, depressed, you're not feeling very safe, you're not feeling very secure, you're feeling kind of out there, maybe scattered, these are all signs that your root chakra is actually off balance or blocked. And you can choose a mantra that works the best for you. The way I've been taught is several different methods. I am certified as a transformational meditation teacher, actually, which is a little bit different from transcendental. Transformational is the idea of moving from one state into another, so you're actually transforming yourself. That's the basis behind it. And actually with the transformational meditation, it's you can do this also while you're doing yoga. It's very actually very empowering to do this with different yoga positions, because there are different positions in yoga that actually will help to unblock your root chakra. But that's for another day. Today I just want to focus on this meditation. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick a meditation mantra, and I'm going to go with it. And so the one that I'd like to work with today, because I think a lot of people are feeling very maybe insecure right now, especially during this time of COVID, and wondering, you know, how am I going to pay my rent? How am I going to get by? Where am I going to get food from? And all of these different questions are, you know, coming from a lot of different people. And it's a difficult time right now. So it's understandable. So let's work with the phrase of saying, this is kind of similar to how I work with EFT as well, which is emotional freedom technique, and I will do more actually EFT on here. So you're going to start with this statement: even though I'm feeling extremely insecure and I don't know where my next paycheck is coming from, I'm certain that it will be coming to me soon. Even though I'm feeling really nervous and I have no idea where this money is going to come from, I am certain that money is coming my way. Even though I have no concept of who is going to give me any money, or who is going to hire me right now, or how this is going to happen, I just know that money is coming my way right now. Even though I'm feeling really scared and don't know what to do right now, I'm certain that things are going to change. And even though my root chakra is blocked and it's dirty and it's not working properly, I'm certain that I can unblock it and clean it and get it working properly again. Even though I'm feeling very lost and maybe I have no concept of where this money is coming from, I'm certain that it's coming into my life quickly, easily, and frequently from expected, unexpected, and miraculous sources. And even though I know that, you know, things are changing in the world because of this virus, and it's all sorts of things are changing as far as, you know, where I'm going to be working or where I'm going to get my next paycheck, or I mean, are we going to get that relief check? What's happening? Maybe I'll get something, maybe I won't. But I'm certain that money is coming my way. I'm certain that everything will work out. I'm certain that everything is going to be just fine. I'm certain everything is going to be okay. I feel safe. Even though this world seems very uncertain right now, I feel safe. Even though everything seems scary right now with everything that's happening with COVID, I feel safe. Even though I know that everything is changing in this world. I know that the universe has my back, even though this world is crazy right now. I know everything's okay. I am certain that everything's going to be okay. I'm certain that money is coming to me from places that I can't even imagine right now. I know that everything's going to work out. I know that everything's going to be okay. Everything's just fine. The universe has my back. I'm okay. Everything's going to be just fine. And holding on to your crystal, depending on how large it is, of course. If I recommend working with something that's a little bit smaller like this, so you can actually roll it around in your hands down beneath your belly button. And just roll it around in here with your hand like this. So you can feel that energy flowing. This is easier to do with a tumbled stone. And just kind of enjoy that feeling that you get from all of the mantras that you've just done. And you don't have to do just one specific one. I mean, you can sit here with your garnet, and if instead of working on financial stability, if you want to bring love into your life, you can do this here as well, and just focus on one phrase, just one phrase. You don't have to do a whole bunch like I just did with working with all of that. You can say, I'm certain that love is coming into my life every single day. I'm certain that love comes into my life every single day. I'm certain that love comes into my life every single day. I'm certain that love comes into my life every single day. I'm certain that love comes into my life every single day. I'm certain that love comes into my life every single day. Okay. You can also, because love is a little bit more associated with the heart chakra, although with your root chakra as well, love is important. So if you specifically want to work on your heart chakra, it's actually better to work on your root chakra first, because your chakra system is, the base of it is your root. You want to make sure that you kind of get the root chakra nice and clean before you start doing a lot of cleaning of your heart chakra, your throat chakra, any of these upper chakras, because your root chakra is the base. It's sort of like building a house. So when you think about, for example, you know, if you have Legos and you start building here at the root chakra, if you were to try to start building up here and then work down, it's a little bit harder to make sure that you get it all, you know, all those little pieces locked into the right space, right? So it's so much easier to go this way. Okay? So starting at your root chakra, and just use any mantra that works the best for you. So if you want to focus on feeling more loved and secure, you can focus just on saying, I feel loved, I feel secure, I feel safe in this world. I feel loved, I feel secure, I feel safe in this world. I feel loved, I feel secure, I feel safe in this world. I feel loved, I feel secure, I feel safe in this world. I feel loved, I feel secure, I feel safe in this world. And part of the reason why I do this way is I recommend this kind of a meditation for anyone who's gone through any kind of trauma, because sometimes for people like myself who dealt with a lot of trauma, it's hard to actually sit through a 15-minute meditation, much less a 30-minute meditation. It can be done, but it is a little bit more challenging. My best advice, actually, if you are going to start meditating, and it is such a wonderful practice to do so, but also ensure that you have the proper psychological care as well. So sometimes with working with mantras, with working with the transformational, you'll feel a release. You might start crying, you might start sneezing, you might have some really bad gas, but don't worry, it's okay. It just means that your chakra is actually in the process of cleansing. And my other advice for helping to clean your root chakra is also wearing red is a wonderful color. It's also was recommended to me, and I think it's recommended to widows as well, is to actually wear red underpants. And I know it sounds a little strange, but red is actually the color for the base chakra, for the root chakra. And so just connecting with that color, that's why I love working with the garnet so much. Of course, also working with the black tourmaline is also a wonderful thing, because it's also called schorl. I don't know if you can kind of focus in on that, to see if this will focus in. So this is actually a good one for grounding. So if I really feel like I'm getting a little flighty and a little out there, I will just sit and hold on to this. This one I don't roll around in my hands, because this one is a little bit more jagged, but that's partly why I kind of fell in love with this stone. When I saw it, I was like, oh, this looks kind of cool. I really like this. So someday maybe I'll have this set into a necklace. I don't know, I kind of like holding onto it. So when I meditate, I will sit and I will feel this, because it helps me to stay grounded. Okay. So as I sit here, I will either to myself or out loud say something along the lines of, I am safe, I am centered, I am secure, I am safe, I am centered, I am secure, I'm safe, I'm centered, I'm secure, I'm safe, I am centered, and I am secure. I am safe, I am centered, and I am secure. I am safe, I am centered, I am secure. and you can do this for however long you feel the most comfortable. I have a hard time sitting in one space anytime. So I sometimes need to get up and move around when I start working with these mantras, just because for myself, I can't sit down for long periods of time. So actually, another meditation that I will work on with you guys next week on Monday is more of a moving meditation. These sitting meditations are wonderful to do, especially when you're holding on to a gemstone and moving it around. But next week, I will teach a root chakra meditation, which is a little bit more based in yoga and movement, which helps to move some of the stagnant energies and some of the energies that stick around from traumas or anything that you've held on to for years that you may not even be aware of. So sometimes when I'm doing yoga, it kind of depends on what the position is that you're doing, but sometimes I will just start crying, and or even with some things I'll start laughing hysterically. It all has to do with how you were imprinted when you were a child. Those first 7 years of your life, you're like a sponge and you're absorbing all sorts of stuff. So sometimes the things that we're absorbing aren't really the most beneficial to us. So it's actually really important to kind of check in with yourself and find out what is being stored where in your body, and you might be really, really surprised by some things. I know for myself, if I'm doing a movement where I'm having to put my neck back and I'm looking up at the ceiling and I'm doing something like this at the same time, and it's a great release for your shoulders in here, and even your neck as you're looking back and you're relaxing it. I just start laughing because this in here starts to get relaxed and this starts to feel relaxed in here. So it's quite common actually in some yoga classes that I've been to and been in, where people just start giggling for no reason whatsoever, whereas someone else may be sobbing and crying because they're remembering something very, very challenging, right? So for myself, like I'm sure many other people, I had braces. This was back in the 80s. They were big, they were uncomfortable, it was awful. It was like I got picked on all the time and was being asked if I was tuning in Tokyo or when the next train was coming around the bend, right? They were just the big old train track ones. So yeah, not fun. Why I'm saying this is because with the voice students that I've worked with that have also had braces or have had any kind of work done in your mouth, sometimes you hold on to that stuff that's happened in here. And I know for myself, I used to really hold back from singing because I felt like there was still stuff in my mouth, right? Like there's a bunch of marbles in there or something, but there wasn't anything left in there, even though, you know, for years, from age 13 to age 18, I mean, I had the braces and then I had to wear contraptions in my mouth. I had this palatal expander thing. I had a key and I had to turn it. And so I still have nightmares about that thing sometimes. But interesting thing is with different positions where you're holding your head, whether you're going like this or going like this, and you feel a little bit of a shift in your head and your neck and even in your mouth and softening up your jaw, you start to feel that feeling of, oh, wow, you know, a lot starts getting released because of the pain that you've gone through with having any work done on your teeth, as anyone knows. It's just, it's awful. It's not a pleasant experience at all. So just the actual release of tears is actually a good thing, because that means that you're releasing that stress and all of the anger and anything that you've been holding on to for years. And that's important to actually let go and release that so you can actually feel better. It doesn't mean that you are playing the part of a victim by crying. It just means that you need to release those emotions and be aware of them, release them, let go of those emotions, and then keep yourself in the present at the same time and be able to transform from those emotions and that energy that's been coming out of you and take it and transform it into something better. So that's why I like working with the mantras when I'm using the crystals, is because I feel like when I'm using those mantras, I'm also putting that into the crystal. And by putting that into the crystal, it's also, because I'm holding it near my root chakra, it is starting to put that energy into my auric field with the crystal, and it charges it, and it helps to break up any of those stagnant energies and move it around and get rid of stuff that isn't needed anymore. I mean, I've written 3 songs in the span of 24 hours. So I write songs every time these things happen. I do this, or I get inspired to write something, or I get inspired to go read a play and start working on a new monologue and just have fun with it. But that's, your passions start to pop out of you as you're doing that. And working with the black tourmaline is good for doing that as well. It's not just the garnet that's good for that. Actually, black kyanite, which I don't have yet, but it's finally on its way, is one that is really, really good for actually cutting away your blockages and removing them. And I have a whole lot of other meditation to do with that. So I'm really excited to receive the black kyanite, and I can teach you a really cool meditation to do with that. Okay, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button or the like button, I'd really appreciate it.